Moving on, Marlon Mack's stock is rising after week 7. He had 159 yards. He also had 2 touchdowns, netted you over 30 fantasy points on FanDuel for week 7. Tell me what else you're liking about Marlon Mack.
Yeah, I think when you go back to Marlon Mack's first game back, which was back in week 6, he had been off for a long time. He came back and he got good usage. He had 12 carries, 2 targets in that game, but his snap rate was still low. If you made the assumption that the snap rate was low for him because he was coming off that injury and thought it would expand, I can see why you would have used Marlon Mack in this game. But again, I think that honestly, this went about as well as expected from not just from the production standpoint, because the production was fantastic, but also from a usage perspective. He had 19 of 25 running back carries while that game, if you look at the first 3.5 quarters before that game was truly a blowout, it really was just Marlon Mack's show. Again, 19 of 25 running back carries in that time. He wound up playing 56% of the snaps. Now, that's not a huge number, but you also have to keep in mind that Andrew Luck played just 87% because he left that game early. Jacoby Brissett came in to ice things off. They were so far out in front that they didn't need Marlon Mack to play more than 56% of the snaps. So I think what you get now is if games stay close, Marlon Mack should be a guy who plays roughly 60 to 65% of the snaps and gets a good amount of work. And if you give me that, an offense that is led by Andrew Luck, who has played really well over the past 4 games, I'm inclined to feel pretty good about it. I don't know what Marlon Mack's role will be in games they trail. Maybe that would be more of a Naheem Hines type game script, but if it's a neutral game script or a game where maybe they're expected to win, I think that Oakland in Week 8 should be a good test of this because the Colts, very slim favorites in that one. I would say it's a good situation to roll out Marlon Mack. I want to time my running backs to good offenses, and in Marlon Mack, I can do so without necessarily breaking the bank. So I think for right now, Marlon Mack is a great asset to buy. I'm pretty intrigued by what I saw from him in Week 7. Honestly, it's even better than the numbers may indicate, too.
But those numbers have been solid. He had 19 carries, which is a nice number when you're looking at usage for running backs.